Hey, Jimmy with Cup and Stuff. Man, we got another good one for you today. Today we're gonna do Jack and Coke chicken thighs. Oh my goodness. This marinade that we're gonna do them in, plus the glaze, the Jack and Coke glaze that we're gonna put over them. Today we're gonna cook them on the pellet smoker. They're getting so popular these days. This one is the Pit Boss. Man, it does such a good job. So you're gonna wanna see this one. Hang around and hang tight. Okay, so here's what we've got. These are some just nice thighs from the grocery store. You can see I haven't cut any of the skin. I really haven't done any trimming at all on these. This is just straight out of the package. Now, if I find a big one like that hanging off, I probably will cut it. Just because it won't burn, but other than that, I'm not really gonna do much in the way of trimming on these. I'm just gonna lay them out on the cutting board. You can see these are pretty good size. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to take, this is Uncle Steve's All American SPG. I'm going to take it and I want to get it on the back side. And I do love SPG. It's got some big mesh pepper in it. You can see the garlic. My goodness, it's just good stuff. All right, I want to make sure that I get it down on this meat. Now for this, I'm not going to put it on the skin side, just on the meat side. And to marinate it, let's get it in the bag here. These are gallon size, so I want to see just how much of this. I think maybe I can get it all in here. But we're going to try anyway. The smaller the bag, the less air you have to worry about. And yeah, I'm going to get them in here. All right, so I've got it in the bag. And what am I going to add? This is soy sauce. You flavor it to taste. We're going to use Coke. All right, now this is 42 ounces of Coke. I'm not going to use all of this. Maybe a little more than half. All right, now I'm going to take and lean it over until I just about get all of the air out. And I want to be sure that I get this zip locked. I don't want this going all over everywhere. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna let this marinate in the refrigerator for 2 hours. Okay, so when it's done that, I'll bring you back and show you the next step. Okay, to start with, this is 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, 2 nice tablespoons of grated garlic, 2/3 of a cup of the star of the show here, Jack Daniels. This is 2/3 of a cup. 2/3 of a cup of ketchup. 1/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. About 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Last but not least, Coca-Cola. I need about 12 ounces. There we go. Okay, as you can see, we've started to simmer with this. We brought the heat up slow. It's got all this sugar and good stuff in it that I didn't want it to scorch, and it's not at all sticking to the bottom. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave this on low heat for a little while our chicken is marinating, and just let this go on the stove. And when we reduce it down to where we want it, it'll be ready. We'll let it cool down and we'll use it for our glaze. Okay, well, we've been 2 hours, and we're gonna take and lay our chicken out on this baking rack. And you see I'm going skin side down. All right, I've got these skin side down on this rack. I'm gonna go with a little more of this SPG. And I just want to get a little more on the back side of this. Before we start cooking. All right, I'm going to take this half catering pan, and I'm going to start rolling them up nice and tight. Make a tight little package like this. All right, we got them in here. Next, this is a stick. This is unsalted butter. I guess you could use salted butter if that's what you had. But I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna cut this into pats. Just like this. And I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna start putting it around the outside of the chicken, in between the chicken, all around this. All right, I'm gonna take it just like this, and I'm gonna let it sit for just a minute, and then we're going to the smoker. Okay, we've got our pit boss up to 300. I'm gonna take this just like this, uncovered, put it right in the middle, close him up. Now I'm not even gonna open this for an hour. All right, we're gonna let it cook for an hour, and then we'll bring you back. Okay, let's check in on our chicken. It's been an hour, and oh yeah, see it's bubbling away in this butter. We've got some nice color over here. Tell you what, let's get our gloves and let's take this over to the table. Okay, back over at the table. Let's get these out of the butter. Now I've already temped these. We're at about 165 at this point. And there we go. We got those off. Now, I hope you can see down in this pan, I have these racks. All right. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take them one at a time, and we're just gonna dunk them down in the glaze that we made. And again, I reduced it and let it cool down a little bit. So this is not piping hot glaze. Chicken's hot. Well, we got on gloves for that. And you can see I'm just covering this as I dunk it down in it. Okay, I've got these glazed. I'm gonna go back over to the smoker. Now I wanna take these to about 175. About 10 minutes worth is gonna be good enough to set this glaze, and I'll bring you back at that point. All right, been 10 minutes. Look at that, look at the color. I tell you, as much of this as I've got left, I'm gonna use some of it. And I'm gonna put just a little more glaze on top of these. We're getting pretty close to our target temperature of 175, I'm sorry. So let's just glaze these up real good. And you see I'm just using the brush for this last one. I'm getting that skin covered real well. All right, now I'm gonna let this go 10 more minutes. Okay, well, here we go. We've got our chicken. We pulled it off. We've glazed it twice. We put it down on a platter. We've let it cool for a little bit. You know what's next. There's no way I'm not gonna try this. All right, so let's take this piece of chicken. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Good color. I temped it. It's dead on 175. Look at the bite. Just as juicy juice pouring out of it. You can see a little bit of smoke. That's good chicken. Oh my goodness. Well, all I can say is, thanks for hanging around. See how this one turned out? This chicken is great. I'm telling you. Try this. It's easy. The glaze is nothing to make. This is Jack and Coke chicken thighs. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Hey, thanks for sticking around. If you haven't already, how about hit the circle on this side, subscribe, hit that like button. I'll have another video for you down here. Until next time, hang tight.